The good people over at Crunchyroll asked me if I wanted to make a video talking about why I may or may not be excited for one of the shows that they plan to simulcast this season.
Assuming they had anything I was interested in at all, am I right?
But yeah, no, they actually have quite the lineup this season, so I had many good options to pick from. And since they were very nice to ask me to do this, I decided to talk about one of the shows that will most likely be talked about continuously this season by all types of anime fans. Mob Psycho 100. So, whether you have heard of this show depends wholly on how much you have been paying attention. There was this one show last season, One Punch Man. You might have heard of it. Bald guy, kills everything in one punch, mix of superhero action with somewhat unintentional comedy. Since late last year, with the release and massive popularity of One Punch Man, many people were instantly drawn into the world of Mob Psycho 100. And after One Punch Man finished, the top two questions were, when are we getting a season 2, to the surprise of no one, and are we getting an adaptation of Mob Psycho 100? So it's no shocker that this particular entry in the upcoming season is highly anticipated, not just by me, but also by quite a few other people. What I wanted to do today, for the people who have never heard about this series before, or people like me who may have only started to care about the series since the anime was announced, is give 4 reasons why you too should be excited for Mob Psycho 100, and maybe 1 or 2 reasons why you shouldn't. Some of this might be obvious, and in fact, if you've been watching a lot of anime over the past many years, most of this will be obvious, but it's worth going over anyway for the reminder, so here we go. Reason number 1, the creator. This is the easy and obvious choice, so I'm just getting it out of the way now. Even though I have not read the original story for this series as per usual, it is still fairly easy for me to say that if you've enjoyed the same kind of narrative and comedic style from this author before, you'll probably enjoy it here as well. While it is true that you can't completely base the quality of one work on another purely because it's done by the same writer, there are particular quirks that every character have, which, if you like that sort of thing, it'll be a good selling point for you. Reason number 2, Studio Bones. Every studio has their ups and downs, and few production studios make amazing and entertaining anime every single time. But for me, Studio Bones has been one that does it far more consistently than most others. They have proven repeatedly in the past that if they want to animate something well, it will happen. But they are also, in my opinion, one of the few studios that can consistently handle this mixture of comedy and action and not have it come off as odd or disjointed. And considering that this series is most likely going to be in dire need of that sort of balance, having Bones at the helm is a very good thing. Reason number 3, the director. For Mob Psycho 100, Bones has brought out director Yuzuru Tachikawa to handle things, which makes me quite excited. His previous works include last year's amazing Death Parade, and the singular episodes of anime that he has worked on as episode director are usually some of my favorites from those shows. Kill la Kill is a good example of what comes to mind here. He is a man who, as of yet, hasn't had much time in the hot seat of directing an entire show, but from the few times that he has done it, he's proven to be exceptionally skilled at it. So the fact that he was the one tapped for the show is quite encouraging. As much as older, more experienced directors could have been fine picks as well, I've always been a fan of giving new talent the opportunity to show what they can do. And it's only after they've been given that chance that you can start to be a little bit more careful. Finally, reason number 4, Kenji Kawai. I have talked at lengths previously about why I enjoy the music of Kenji Kawai so much, but in quick summary, it's because of just how ranging and different he tends to be. His work is not the kind that focuses too heavily on one particular moment or track, but more so the atmosphere of the entire show. His music is great at lending itself to the artwork, to the animation, but never drowning it out or thinking that it is better than any other part. He's been doing this composing thing for anime since the 80s, so if anyone can do this series justice, there's a good chance that it's him. Now, trying to come up with predictions as to why an upcoming show might not be that good is kind of hard because we don't have much to go on, but I can stipulate one possible reason. Reason for it to suck. It might have a Bones ending. One of my favorite sayings is that the ending of a show is paramount because I hate enjoying a show for so long as it is airing, only for it to go south near the end. As much as I can praise Studio Bones for their stellar animation, it is also quite true that the endings of several of their shows can be rather controversial in the minds of the fans. Bones has this habit of being 100% faithful to the original source material all the way up until they've reached the end of where they can either afford the series to go, or they've just run out of material to work with. at which point instead of doing what another studio might do, like Madhouse with No Game No Life for example, where they just left it on a never-ending cliffhanger, Bones instead comes up with their own endings to wrap things up. And it doesn't always work that well. Considering the length of the Mob Psycho story as it is now, it is quite possible for this to happen again. Though, to be optimistic, they did quite well with My Hero Academia last season, so this isn't something that is guaranteed to happen either. Thankfully. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. That's what I always say. Starting now. So there are some reasons why you might want to be excited for Mob Psycho 100 as I am, and I will most definitely be continuing to follow it throughout this season. And I can hope that it won't be worse than my expectations, but if it is, that'll be something to make a video about now, won't it? Mob Psycho 100 is expected to start airing on July 12th over in Japan, and more than likely will be available for us Westerners either on that day or shortly thereafter over on Crunchyroll. Speaking of, if you click on the link in the description, crunchyroll.com/glassreflection, you can sign up for a free trial of Crunchyroll's premium service, which will be required to watch Mob Psycho 100 as it is airing, though it will be free to Americans after each episode's first week. So if you're strapped for cash, that's a good thing to do. Let me know if you're looking forward to Mob Psycho 100 down in the comments, because I am wanting to know what you guys are thinking, and fully expect me to continue talking about Mob Psycho 100 after it airs, along with most everything else this season. And until that time, ladies, gentlemen, and others, stay frosty.